told us chase fast money,
Dead money,
worship greed,
love for trade,
panic with the crowd,
modern Babylon,
built on fear.
distraction and emotional slavery,
But discipline,
patience,
wisdom, that's how you escape the system.
smart action trading.
Yeah, Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit's stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live shade of fear,
market full of idols.
I just walk with vision clear,
Planting seeds of silence.
while they chase attention.
Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. Used to chase every candlelight and move with salvation. Lost inside the noise, trapped in desperation. Babylon system got the masses moving blind. Over leveraged souls getting swallowed by the grind. See the trust became mirrors showing pride and greed. Every red candle exposed what's inside of me. Had to crucify emotion, let discipline arise. Cause my vans trading kill quicker than the thief at night. Jericho standing tall like impossible resistance. But faith make walls go after consistent persistence. Joshua marching even when it made no sense. The patience in the walking when you wait for confirmation. See the weak chase entrance, the wise wait calmly. Person either burst pipes or create king sharply. Now I move strategic like the shepherd with the stone. Gave me burst of giants every morning at the hope it don't fold. In the wilderness, the promise still ahead. Every loss ain't destruction. Sometimes God rebuild the traitor instead. Jericho walls following my faith get loud. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit's stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get them tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live train to fear,
market full of idols.
I just walk with vision clear,
Planting seeds of silence, trying to chase attention. Labor bring the harvest when you're moving intention. I seen traders worship poverty like a golden calf. Losing sales, chasing candles, moving way too fast. The wisdom worth more than silver and the gold. The disciplined mind worth more than what's inside your palm. Following up a lot harder when I say I had to break resistance. Sparking levels in the chains that kept affecting my decisions. Now the set of cleaner, spirit moving sharper. Every setback became fuel for moving smarter. They panic with the crowd when the headlines hit. The moonlight no one build it while they left that in. Discreparate and look foolish before the rain arrives. But survivors think different when they fighting to survive. Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever. That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord's own reaper. Patient trader eat, non-emotional trader sleep.
it's bigger than trading.
It's about mastering yourself.
Anybody can enter a trade,
You can conquer emotion.
escape Babylon,
Cycle,
move with wisdom,
build with faith.
smart action trading.
They told us chase fast money,
Dead money,
worship greed,
love for trade,
panic with the crowd,
modern Babylon,
built on fear.
distraction and emotional slavery,
But discipline,
patience,
wisdom, that's how you escape the system.
smart action trading.
Yeah, Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit's stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live shade of fear,
market full of idols.
I just walk with vision clear,
Planting seeds of silence.
while they chase attention.
Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. Used to chase every candlelight and move with salvation. Lost inside the noise, trapped in desperation. Babylon system got the masses moving blind. Over leveraged souls getting swallowed by the grind. See the trust became mirrors showing pride and greed. Every red candle exposed what's inside of me. Had to crucify emotion, let discipline arise. Cause my vans trading kill quicker than the thief at night. Jericho standing tall like impossible resistance. But faith make walls go after consistent persistence. Joshua marching even when it made no sense. The patience in the walking when you wait for confirmation. See the weak chase entrance, the wise wait calmly. Person either burst pipes or create king sharply. Now I move strategic like the shepherd with the stone. Gave me burst of giants every morning at the hope it don't fold. In the wilderness, the promise still ahead. Every loss ain't destruction. Sometimes God rebuild the traitor instead. Jericho walls following when my faith get loud. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit's strong. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build downers every time I get them tested. Escaping Babylon, I can live chained to fear. Market full of idols, I just walk a vision king. Planting seeds of silence, trying to chase attention. Labor bring the harvest when you're moving intention. I seen traders worship poverty like a golden calf. Losing sales, chasing candles, moving way too fast. The wisdom worth more than silver and the gold. The disciplined mind worth more than what's inside your palm. Following up a lot harder when I say I had the right resistance. Marking levels and the chains, I can't protect my decisions. Now they set a cleaner, spirit moving sharper. Every setback became fuel for moving smarter. They panic with the crowd when the headlines hit. I move like no one building while they left that hit. Scrapping look foolish before the rain arrives. Our survivors think different when they fighting to survive. Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever. That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord. So reap a patient trader eat, non-emotional trader sleep. Yeah, it's bigger than trading. It's about mastering yourself. Anybody can enter a trade. You can conquer emotion. Escape Babylon. Cycle. Move with wisdom. Build with faith. Smart action trading. They told us chase fast money, worship greed, panic with a crowd, you don't fit.
Distraction and emotional slavery.
But discipline,
Patience.
wisdom, that's how you escape the system.
Smart action trading.
Yeah, Jericho walls falling when my faith get louder. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit's stronger. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build diamonds every time I get tested. Escaping Babylon,
I can live chained to fear.
market full of idols.
I just walk with vision clear.
Planting seeds of silence.
While they chase attention.
Labor bring the harvest when you move with intention. Used to chase every candlelight and move with salvation. Lost inside the noise, trapped in desperation. Babylon system got the masses moving blind. Over leveraged souls getting swallowed by the grind. See the charts became mirrors showing pride and greed. Every red candle exposed what's inside of me. Had to crucify emotion, let discipline arise. Cause revenge trading killed quicker than the thief at night. Jericho standing tall like impossible resistance. But faith make walls go after consistent persistence. Joshua marching even when it made no sense. The patience in the walking when you wait for confirmation. See the weak chase entrance, the wise wait calmly. Person either burst pipes or create kings sharply. Now I move strategic like the shepherd with the stone. Gave me burst of giants every morning at the hope it don't fold. In the wilderness, the promise still ahead. Every loss ain't destruction. Sometimes God rebuild a traitor instead. Jericho walls fall when my faith get loud. Used to trade emotional, now my spirit's strong. Joshua rebuilding while they doubted every step. Now the pressure build downers every time I get them tested. Escaping Babylon, I can live chained to fear. Market full of idols, I just walk a vision king. Planting seeds of silence, trying to chase attention. Labor bring the harvest when you're moving intention. I seen traders worship poverty like a golden calf. Losing sales, chasing candles, moving way too fast. The wisdom worth more than silver and the gold. The disciplined mind worth more than what's inside your palm. Following up a lot harder when I say I had the right resistance. Marking levels and the chains, I can't protect my decisions. Now they set a cleaner, spirit moving sharper. Every setback became fuel for moving smarter. They panic with the crowd when the headlines hit. I move like no one building while they left that hit. Scrapping look foolish before the rain arrives. Our survivors think different when they fighting to survive. Fast seasons feeling buried underneath the pressure. The seeds gotta die before they multiply forever. That's kingdom mathematics, that's the Lord. So reap a patient trader eat, non-emotional trader sleep.
The information shared during this live stream is for educational and informational purposes only and should not be considered financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. All trades, ideas, and strategies discussed are my personal opinions and are not recommendations to buy or sell any securities. Trading involves risk, and you should always do your own research and consult with a licensed financial professional before making any investment decisions. You are solely responsible for your own trading results.
Top of the morning, traders, and happy Tuesday, August 18th, and welcome to the most value-packed live trading show where we live trade, break down charts, cover high-impact events, and talk trader mindset. Hope everyone had a great day yesterday and is ready to kick off another opportunity-filled day. We are looking to gap down aggressively off the open today across all the major indexes. The main thing is, guys, let the market kind of settle off the open. Let's see if there's going to be a bear trap if we start to bounce off some key levels. Trade your setups per usual, guys. Be patient. What happened yesterday stays yesterday. What happens today stays in today. Let's look to take advantage of the best opportunities and have a strong day. As you're coming in, guys, smash the like button on YouTube. Let's get the likes up. If you're looking to join our community to access all the delay-free, ad-free stream and all the resources and tools, make sure to do so, guys. The link is pinned up top on the chat. Take advantage. Join us for pre-market prep to get you ready for the day, so you know exactly what to look for right off the open, and you have your game plan to follow. And for our game plan, we don't have a bias. Okay, the one unique thing about our game plan is it's not a bias-based game plan. Okay, it's a game plan in which we can take advantage of either situation. All right, so we can elect to be bullish at certain areas, we can elect to be bearish in certain areas, and we can elect to be neutral in other areas as well. All right, so make sure to join us there. Pretty significant gap down here on SPY. Let that 1 minute candle settle out. Shockwave 5 will be on watch here. We are seeing Palantir push the upside again. If keep a close eye on software names here, guys. Okay, if we continue to see that sell off, Palantir market continues to dump. Palantir can come into play. We got our BOG, we got our TOG up here. Let's do our G50, and we'll be good to go. So we are trading below that weekly downside breaker. So we're basically, the buyers have a chance to buy this thing back up at the lowest price it was last week. All right, so at the lowest price it was last week. Okay. At the lowest price it was last week. Let's see if there's any takers. Good morning, guys. We have PMH and PML. If we do get one of those bear traps, all right, we start to push. Okay, this level's up for grabs. 770 with synchronized buying. Okay, keeping a close eye on that hourly. Okay, the hourly, if the hourly can get above that 769.40 decisively, guys, have no issues. Okay, now what comes into play is a potential engulfing candle on the hourly. All right, so far we are seeing some buyers step in off the first few minutes off the open, picking it up off those lows. They have a chance to buy this thing back up at last week's lows. Okay. All right, VIX is starting to creep up, so keep a close eye on the VIX. Nothing too major, but keep a close eye. All right, hourly, still some selling pressure. Coming to test that weekly downside breaker. Good morning, guys. Thank you for the gap down update. August 7th, our inside today's gap. Have a good session, y'all. So we're inside. August 7th gap close. Thank you for always keeping us on track. Elion with the gaps. All right, so again, the protocol is the same for me. All right, I'm going to chop until prove otherwise. We are seeing Amazon sliding, day 2 continuation on Amazon. All right, there's a couple of names that took a big hit yesterday. Day 2s can come into play where Amazon is below PML on that daily downside breaker. We do have Tesla below that PML. We have Microsoft below the level as well. Okay, Qs are starting to slide here. Shockwave 5 is going to come into play here shortly. Let me clear my watch list here. Clearing the options watch list. Qs are below PML, guys. Qs are below PML. So we are seeing some synchronized selling so far. Okay, so far. Apple selling off, Microsoft selling off, Amazon selling off. We are Tesla below PML. SPY looking to go test PML. Okay, at least get out of PML, PMH. Okay. At least get out of this zone. Okay, if it's in there, okay, chop, chop, chop. One thing is we are directional on the weekly. Okay, we can see we rejected off that weekly downside breaker along with that BOG. So Shockwave 5, when it does come into play, guys, is going to be south of PML. Shockwave 5 is here. Okay, 767.91. To the downside, 769.45. To the upside, if you do take it above these highs, guys, it has room with that PMH. Okay, let's see if they can get on. Let's see if there's any agreement. So far, small caps continue to sell. Small caps below PML. We did see Qs get bought up off PML. Okay, sweat PML. Nvidia, aggressive push to the upside. We're seeing Tesla starting to push the upside. What a trap there. Tesla's above 335. Okay. So it might be a game of individual names. Okay, the game might be individual names. Palantir, see if we can peek its head above 172.56. Tesla hold 335. Okay, Tesla is seeking that 337.46. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Nice catch on Nvidia. Nice catch, Carlos. Great job being a sniper. Nice break at 335 on Tesla as it seeks 337.45. So no trades for me yet. Nothing so far. The indexes, you're going to have to be very patient, guys. Index is very patient. Just a bunch of scalps yesterday. The breakdown actually took place. Let me take off this engine. Okay. Because if the engine is there, people are going to see the and just take it based off what they see. You can see the key level engine is saying puts there. So see if there's enough follow through to knock out these lows. All right, so where I want to exist, if you're looking to play the expansion, where you want to exist is this breaks down and we continue to break, or this breaks out and we continue to go. Okay, so what is your invalidation marker if we get back in the range? All right, so that'll probably be my first idea there, and I'm going to entertain that via 768 puts. I know it's early, but I just want to see some weakness on the Qs. I like the weakness there on the down. I want to see the Qs get below PML. If they can do that, that'd be great. To the upside, I like Tesla. Tesla's has been phenomenal to us. Tesla, 345s. You can go with the 345s. These are 1 DTEs. Keep that in mind. Okay, so you got a little bit of time on these. Don't try not to go further than the 145s. 345s, I should say. We got Palantir showing some signs of strength as well. So Tesla 345s, keeping a close eye. Index is doing their own thing. Gold is starting to push slightly there. Dollar sliding. SPY breaks that upside. I got the 770s. $770 calls. Okay, Tesla. What a push on Tesla. Tesla's pushing. Palantir is pushing. Palantir get above that weekly open. 175 get above 175 as well. Palantir is doing a very similar maneuver that we saw last week. Okay, early last week, if you guys recall, when we took advantage of Palantir. Okay. Okay, deja vu of that type of activity. Palantir 180s. Keep a close eye. Tesla's on a tear. Meta continues to slide. Meta's testing that 550. Okay, good morning, good morning, good morning. Everyone on YouTube. Good morning, guys. Let's get to the chat on YouTube. Good morning. As you're coming in, smash the like button. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. We got 100 people joining us this morning. Right out the gate. If you're a first-time viewer, let us know where you're joining from. Long-time viewers, welcome, welcome back. Welcome back, guys. Good morning, good morning, good morning, guys. Good morning, George and viewers. God bless you and your family, health, economy. Smash that like button when you come in, everyone. Absolutely, guys. God bless you too. God bless everyone joining us. Verse of the day, Matthew 6:19. Sharky, good morning. Poman, good morning. Francis, good morning. Rob T, good morning. Vanuz, good morning. No, have not purchased anything yet. So if you join the private community, you can see if I purchase anything or not. All right, so if you're in the private stream, if you are on our team, if you're a striker, you can see. So no positions yet. Tesla does look appealing. Nvidia does look appealing to the upside. Palantir. Alphabet's starting to push as well, so a lot of those names are starting to push. Okay, we got a green light there, so let's see if there's some legitimacy behind that as we come into this break. Shockwave 5. Let me see if I can get a signal there. This has some overhead resistance up here, but if it can break it, that's going to be great. I'm looking at the SPY 770 calls. Let me get a signal here. 770 calls. My risk will be 1 unit. Okay. If you're going aggressive risk, that kind of takes into consideration VWAP. I like how the Qs are above VWAP. But look at the space, right? It's a very tight runway. So in this case, you're basically trying to get an early entry into the break of 770. All right, or you can use 770 as your target because that's where that overhead resistance is. Okay. All right, so let's see if I get that break. Shockwave, give me a signal. I like how everything is on the same page on the 5 minutes so far. Waiting for a signal. I like how Nvidia continues to push. Shockwave 15 coming up as well. We do have new home sales at 10 o'clock. That's a yellow folder. Just be mindful of that. But we just have a lack of catalyst throughout this week. We're testing last week's lows, guys. Last week's lows. So are there buyers who are willing to pick this up? They have a chance. All right, they have a chance to buy this thing back up at the lowest point it was last week. Okay. Is there a value in that? If there is, this thing should get picked up at least into 770. If there isn't, okay, if there's a lot of supply up here, then we'll start to slide back lower and we'll be range bound. Okay. All right, so I'm going to be patient as we need to be. Meta continues to fall off a cliff, guys. Meta continues to fall off a cliff. Tesla made a way all the way to that 340, starting to pull back slightly. If Microsoft can get above 485, it does have some room to run into 489. That's asking for a lot. Okay. Just join YouTube. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Any other first-time viewers? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the team, Jimbo. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see if Shockwave 5 bleeds into 15. That would be great. Do they want to break this down? Yesterday it took 3.5 hours for us to finally get a break. Okay, 3.5 hours. Okay. Everything else was just scalps. If the market does break below PML and continues to sell off, a candidate to the downside is Meta. Chop, chop, chop. So Tesla goes all the way to 340. Now it's pulling back. Look how aggressive that is. It's at 336. Okay, already a $4 drop on Tesla. Shockwave 15 is here, guys. Shockwave 15 is here. Now, small caps are very close to breaking those lows. They do have a very tight runway. Actually, the runway, they have room into that quarterly upside breaker. Small caps, let me put that on the list. That's going to be the 302 puts. Keep a close eye there. Okay, we can. So Shockwave 5 and 15 are basically the same here. All right, so we're just range bound, guys. We're contained within this area. The market made a pretty significant move to the downside, and it's kind of just stuck. Okay, we got Meta rocking and rolling to the downside. Okay, see if we can hold below those lows. After failing to hold 650. Okay, Qs starting to come in as well. So outside of Meta, that broke initially. See if we can hold below that. We have Amazon possibly brewing as well. Below that daily downside breaker. I have Palantir. See if we can knock out that Shockwave 15. So the only thing that broke so far is Meta. Okay, Meta's the only one that broke. No confirmed signal yet. Qs do have some room to drop if they go, because they're below PML already. So let me add the Qs to watch as well. That's going to be the 718s. Okay. Get that nice little break, some synchronized selling would be great. If we push the upside, synchronized buying would be great as well. Nvidia PML, that's coming in as well. For the Tesla calls to come into play, guys, Tesla needs to get above those highs. All right, decisively reclaim 340. Declare victory, and then get into that 341.47 with strength, and then has room to 345. So it does have a clean runway above 341.47. Okay. Nvidia, if it fails PML, that can lead to that break. All right, so we're seeing conflict here, guys. But I don't like for the expansions the conflict. So if you're seeing conflict and a setup comes into play, okay, treat it as a scalp until prove otherwise. Okay, that's the best thing you can do, because the Dow's starting to get pushed here. Dow's starting to get pushed. At least wait until, okay, we're outside of this range. Okay, outside of that range. Tesla comes into play, I'll be there. That's what Tesla looks like. Okay, that's what Tesla looks like. But Tesla has some friction up at that 340. Keep in mind, guys, Tesla has some friction up here. All right, so it needs to decisively push. It just can't It just can't loiter in that area and not know what it wants to do. It needs to get there and go. Small caps coming. See, small caps can knock out those lows. Okay, they have the most amount of relative strength. Come on, small caps. Okay, see if we can hold. I want to see a clear signal there. So small caps are the first ones to knock out those lows. Small caps do have a tendency to kind of do their own thing, which is a good thing. All right, so let's see if they can hold below there and continue to sell. Small caps are testing that 302.13, 50% retrace to weekly. I want that test to go south, and I'll be on board for small caps. All right, waiting for a signal. Meta resurfacing to lows a day. Very, very tight window. Okay, so the fact that we're waiting for entry confirmation on small caps, okay, not just take it at face value, saves you a ton, guys. So we'll come back to small caps if it comes into play. Meta. So Shockwave 5 on Meta already worked. Okay, already got you a scalp. Shockwave 15 on Meta. Very tight runway into that 546.61. Okay. Let's see if that can come into play. And the Amazon as well. Amazon 255 puts. I'll have that on watch. QQQ starting to speed up. Keep a close eye on small caps. Amazon is starting to come in. Okay, so I can get a signal on small caps. Small caps is the lead. We know that small caps tends to give us the read early. Okay, I want small caps to stay below 302.13. Okay, IWM, give me a signal there. Risk conservative. If you're going with aggressive risk, you're at VWAP. Hold right there. It looks like small caps are ahead of the pack. Qs are right behind small caps. Okay, just come back in just a little bit. SPY structural breakdown on SPY. Okay. Small caps. Let's get small caps to go here. Let that signal print. Okay, I'll take small caps right there. So I'm in the put. Small caps. Risk very conservative, very tight. He's right there. No close above that level. No close above right here. Okay, so the signal flashed. I didn't wait for that close. But I'll shoot my shot there, see if we can start to slide. For that breakdown. I want it to stay below that 302.19. It's very close to the lows. It doesn't have any lows to target. If I get a close above conservative, I'll get stopped out. Maybe at 2025. Okay, see if we can at least stay below that 302.22. So you go on a little rejection there. We're starting to see buyers coming off that weekly 50% retrace. Slide a little lower. So currently in IWM. IWM puts. About to get stopped out. If we get that close above conservative, I'll be out of there. kind of front ran that signal there. Okay, I'll get stopped out right there. So stopped out, IWM first trade of the day. So took IWM to the downside, stopped out fairly quickly. If it comes back into play, count me in. Q's coming into play. Okay. So if my risk was maybe aggressive all the way up here, I could sit through it, but it's conservative right there. So I have to respect that risk. I have to respect that risk. If it comes back in, I'll take it. If everything's going to start selling off, guys, I'll take it if it comes back in. I keep a close eye on NVIDIA. QQQ leading the way, guys. QQQ leading the way. QQQ breaking down. So Qs are breaking here. Qs are breaking. NVIDIA on the verge of breaking. Amazon, verge of breaking. Small caps, we'll keep a close eye on small caps. Did get stopped out on small caps. So first trade stopped out on small caps. Down goes NVIDIA. So no signal yet there. Okay, NVIDIA's at PML, so let that signal print. See if Q can give me a retrace reject. And then slide back under. So come back in, fall back under. Possibly will be there if SPY can join the party. SPY come and knock this out. So we are seeing some divergence. Q's making lower lows, SPY no lows. No lower lows. So let's see if the Q's can reject right there. Or if there's just a case of some divergence. Amazon. Keep a close eye on Amazon. Keep a close eye on Amazon. Good cut on small caps. So divergence between Qs and SPY. Nice little bear trap there. Okay, so far, see if Amazon has some success. Looking at the Amazon 255s, these are 1 DTEs. $255 1 DTEs. What would be helpful is if SPY can stay. So far what SPY is doing is this, guys. This is basically support. Okay, until prove otherwise, this is support, this is resistance. Okay, this is what it's doing right now. So if we get a breakout or a breakdown, that would be where the expansion setups come in, and we just have this equilibrium right here. Q's potential resurface back to downside. So between Q's and Amazon. So first trade, small cap stopped out. Okay, first trade, small caps stopped out. Yeah, Walmart, nice bounce off that PML. PMH, I should say. No, PML. That's a bounce off the PML on Walmart. So Walmart actually dumped and then bounced off PML. Keeping a close eye on Amazon puts here. Okay, it does have some room to go if it can collapse. Hold below 268.34. Okay, Amazon day 2. I know it's coming very close to some major support levels. All right, so SPY not giving us much, guys. So at least until 10 o'clock. Let's see 10 o'clock, what 10 o'clock has in store. And you'll notice on the small caps, all right, I kind of front ran that signal. All right, so And this is my risk here. So right there's this risk. Anything beyond that, that's overstaying my welcome. Before we jump into 10 o'clock, guys, the first 30 minutes of the show is in the books. Make sure to like the video. Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. Okay, let's get the likes up. SPY not doing much. Nvidia, nasty trap at PML. So SPY basically slightly below VWAP. So it looks like SPY is going to stay inside this range for the first 30 minutes of the day. See if the Qs can get some follow through into lows a day. Resurface back the downside. Okay, see if they can continue to push into lows a day. If you took the Qs here, you get stopped out. You can scalp it. If you're looking to take it to scale out or TP1, you get stopped out. So some new home sales, yellow folder catalyst data coming in. We have Apple. Okay, Apple looking to break out. Apple possible breakout on Apple. Brewing. Okay. As everything is doing its own thing, Apple is doing its own thing. Apple looking at the 310s. These are tomorrow's contracts. Okay, I like how Apple is pushing. There goes Apple. Breakout on Apple. Look at that break. See if Apple can come back and test that level. If it can, I'll take Apple 310s. Come back into that level. Test it. I'll be there for Apple. Apple scale out already via Shockwave 5. Palantir also starting to come into play. Palantir, be mindful of that 175. Okay, see if we can clear Shockwave and start to go. Okay, Apple already at scale up. Come back in, Apple. Okay. PLTR. Okay, starting to go as well. Indexes still have conflict. PLTR, these are Friday's contracts. See if PLTR can just come and tap that. Come tap that. SPY trying to mount a rally here. Okay, Apple, TP1 hit on Apple. So Apple and PLTR are the ones that are going, guys. See if PLTR can get above 175. Okay, 175 coming up on PLTR. And you don't take either one of those names. See if PLTR can come back for that retest. PLTR looking for retest on PLTR. If small caps can break back below those lows, I'll be there. Okay. To get my get back. To get stopped out on small caps. SPY not doing much. Okay, now I want to see PLTR bounce off that level. Okay, I'll take PLTR right there. I'm in the PLTR calls. These are Fridays, so I'll give it a little bit of time to cook. I know the 175 is being put to the test, all right? So 175, I have to sit through that test. Of course, I want us to get north of 175, and I have room to 176.28. So the biggest issue for this setup is, all right, worst case scenario, rejection at 175 resets us back into 173.68. If it does, I'll be out of there. If we get above 175, we can start rock and rolling into 176.28, and that'll work in our favor there. So let this 175 test play out. These are Friday's contracts on PLTR. Okay. Okay, we're starting to see small caps coming back into play, possibly, as they're starting to reject off that. The thing is, we talked about this yesterday, guys. Sometimes when you're taking a particular name and it doesn't have intraday pivot to the downside, you can get caught in the double bottom. All right, so small caps, what we need for small caps is to break these lows and just continue to sell off. All right, that's what we're asking for small caps to do. Okay, so keep a close eye on small caps. If you took it off that view up rejection, good. Okay. Doesn't have a lot of room to the downside, so it needs a clean break. So outside of Apple, guys, everything else not doing much. Currently babysitting PLTR, rejecting off that 175. In current, a little bit of drawdown, still within risk. Risk is conservative. SPY not doing anything. Okay, SPY not doing anything here. Q's coming back into play. Q coming back into play. Okay. See if PLTR can respect that weekly 50% retrace. That breakout on Apple was gorgeous. That's the only one going, guys. That's the only one starting to go. That's the only one going. And I would even argue SPY has the ugliest chart. All right. QQQ, unlike IW, QQQ has a potential. Okay, pivot you can target. $95 on Apple. Beautiful job, SMC Queen. Anyone else take Apple? Anyone take a bite of the apple? All right, so having that mentality of chopping to prove otherwise. Okay. It's going to save you guys. Hourly candles inside on SPY. If SPY starts to come into play, that'd be great. Okay, we need to put some pressure on this test area. Start to go. Let's get back to SPY real quick. Bread and butter. PLTR, I'm going to babysit in the background. All right, so it's either it gets above 175, goes to 176, or it stops me out below conservative. All right, those are the two outcomes. Anything in between, I'll let it do what it needs to do. These are Friday's contracts. Okay, in the meantime, let's see IWM. Might have to pay IWM a visit. Come back for IW. Apple is the standout, guys. Apple is a standout. Apple is a standout. Okay. So outside of Apple trade, everything else is a scalp. If you took a scalp, you took advantage of it. Good. If you got stopped out, don't let that stop out lead to frustration. And that frustration boil over into over trading, so on and so forth. Qs are breaking back lower. Look at the Dow, guys. Dows are headed towards high of the day. Okay, HOD for Dow. And potential LOD for the Qs. Where does that put SPY? It puts it in a predicament. Okay, it puts it in a very tight tight spot. That apple breakout is gorgeous. Apple breakout was gorgeous. Poodle, beautiful job, Poodle, on catching apple. Anyone else catch apple? Apple, apple, apple. Look at that. Shockwave 15 will get you there. Whatever shockwave will get you there. So congratulations if you took apple. PLTR starting to slide aggressively. No close below conservative. We have IW possibly coming in. I want to see IW hold right there. If you took the Qs into lows a day, manage accordingly. Like how SPY is starting to dump here. Okay, at least dump into this area. So the Qs are what's leading the way to the downside. See if small caps can follow suit. See if small caps can follow suit. Okay, PLTR closes there. I gotta stop out, guys. PLTR closes there. That 5-minute closes. I gotta stop out. It's actually lower than conservative, so if that closes, I gotta stop out here. Okay, in the meantime, let me see if I can get into small caps. Starting to dump here. Apple starting to pull back. Just give me a nice one little bounce on small caps back into this area and I'll go short. Q is breaking down. Q is breaking down. SPY needs to violate this support for that flip. Okay. Okay, of course this is Shockwave 15 territory. Be mindful of that. Give me one little bounce here on small caps. Qs are at lows a day, guys. So Qs were the best ones. Man, this thing is dumping. That thing is dumping here. Okay, so it looks like small caps dumping. SPY's about to dump as well. SPY needs to break below PML. I might have to settle for SPY, the late bloomer. Late to the party. If you took small caps, congratulations. If you took Qs, congratulations. NVIDIA breakdown. Alright, you have to let the dust settle a little bit because this needs to break here. That needs to break. Looking at SPY 768s. Puts. Okay, I'll take it right there. I'm in the SPY puts. PLTR, if that candle close, I gotta stop out, guys. PLTR, that's going south. SPY didn't get the best fill, but I'll take it. I'll take it here. Stop conservative. Because the last thing I want to see is a grab of these lows and go the other way. If that's the case, then I get stopped out. And that would be possibly three stop outs. If it's 3 stop outs, then I have to be done for the day. Okay? So that's going to be the line in the sand up here, conservative. You waited for that retrace reject. Good job on being patient. Small caps, lower day, Qs, lower day. So I'm trying to see if SPY has a little bit of push into lower day. So I don't want this to turn into support and go the other way. If it does, stopped out. Hourly, we're starting to see some weakness there. So a couple of missed entries on my end. Okay, let's see if SPY can start to work. Here on the Palantir, I gotta be honest, I overstayed my visit here. And then let's see if this thing can at least get back above VWAP. Okay, look at that, guys. Small caps. Qs and small caps leading the way. So we just need the Dow to show some weakness here. That's what's really stopping SPY from dropping. Okay, we just need the Dow to show some weakness here. So no close above there. Once that alert goes off and it closes, I'll be out of there. Because the Dow is starting to bounce. The Dow's bouncing, so we need weakness on the Dow as long as the Qs have strength. As long as the Qs have weakness, if we can get some weakness on the Dow as well, that'll be helpful. Okay, I gotta get stopped out there. So stopped out there on SPY. Still in Palantir. I'll give it until PMH. If that breaks PMH, then I gotta get stopped out there as well. Okay, so stopped out on SPY. Stopped out on small caps. The only thing I'm down to is Palantir here. Okay, so a little late to the party here on SPY. IWM got the job done. Q's got the job done. With SPY just got caught right here. Okay. So 2 stop outs. We got Palantir still brewing. So if you take a look at IWM, so you gave you a little drop into lows today, new lows made, and immediately goes the other way. Qs, I'd say the Qs were the best out of the pack. Okay. Okay, even the Qs got that break, gonna get that continued push, comes into that. I believe that's the weekly open. Apple continues to push, guys. Apple continues to push. Okay. So aggressive here. So notice how I gave a little room, but once it got above conservative, I know I'm wrong there. So if I decide to hold it even longer, then it's just gonna exaggerate how wrong I am. Okay. I think Apple was the one. Apple was the one. Out 40% item puts. VWAP, beautiful job. 1 DTEs. Still down hand in this early item puts up 23, 35. Good. Anyone else, guys? Anyone else? 767 puts on SPY up 20. Beautiful job. SPY, so still an IW. I'll give it until I overstayed my visit on IW. See if this PMH can hold. If SPY can come back one more time, back to downside. Everything is selling off. Okay. I'll shoot that shot and see what takes place. And if we get stopped out there, then I'll be done for the day. Alright, it's going to test your patience, guys. These conditions are going to test your patience. Okay, what else is starting to go? Apple waiting for the Apple pullback. That lines up beautifully with VWAP. That might take a couple hours. We got Amazon trying to go the other way. We have Nvidia retesting PML. Tesla not doing much, sitting slightly above that 335. We got Qs coming back for that retest. Okay, so first shift is almost in the books. We have about 11 minutes before our first shift. Again, guys, make sure to like the video. Let's get the likes up. We are halfway to 100 likes. We're halfway to 100 likes. SPY just a mess. Okay, so 2 trades so far. Okay, that's been realized. IWM stopped out. SPY stopped out, and Palantir, babysitting Palantir in drawdown, down about 30%. Okay, so this was IW. This is where I got stopped out. Right there, got stopped out there, and SPY got stopped out. That was the last trade. Okay. Chop, chop, chop. 90-minute rejection on Qs. See if that leads to the lower day. It's a matter of the Qs and the Dow getting on the same page. If both those even get on the same page, okay, I'll put SPY in a better position. Okay, so until prove otherwise, this is it. And if you do try to go long or short there, and you start to see it go aggressively, okay, you gotta cut it. You gotta respect the risk. Alphabet's starting to push here. Ticker symbol GOGL. Okay, so it looks like some buyers are stepping on Alphabet. Shockwave 5, Shockwave 15, Shockwave 30 there. QQQ, nice rejection. QQQ, another breakdown on Q. So Qs are leading the way to the downside. All right, so I want to see some weakness here on a SPY. I want to see some weakness here on the Dow. As the Qs are weak, I want to see the Dow get towards VWAP. Okay, if it can, and SPY comes back in, I'll be there for SPY. Nice retrace reject on NVIDIA. Should I get out of puts on SPY? That's up to you. Are you up? Are you in profit? Are you in drawdown? What is the current status? What is the current status? Nice retrace reject on the Qs on I should say on NVIDIA. Who's done for the day, guys? Who's done for the day? Beautiful job, Joe. Who's done for the day? So outside of Apple, everything else is chop, chop, chop. And Apple, speaking of Apple, Apple might be coming back into play. Okay, I might have to save that one trade for Apple. Okay. Apple come back in that area. Okay, give me a ring. Okay, NVIDIA, as long as it stays below that pre-market low, okay, it can start to head towards lows a day if the Qs have weakness. So Palantir is still holding that PMH. Overstayed my visit a little bit on Palantir. All right, so see if you can just hold that PMH and hold that VWAP. Hold that PMH right there. If it can, that'd be great. If it gets below prior day's close, then unfortunately, gotta part ways. Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, Amazon. Yeah, potential break on Amazon as well, brewing. That break coincides with PMH. Google is starting to go. Okay, but I want to see a hold above that level via Shockwave 5. Okay, that's already there. Signal coming in via Shockwave 15 and 30 on Google. See if we can hold PMH. Okay, 334, 37. If it can, if we can hold that PMH, guys, Google has room to 344. I said 340, 337. Has room to 344, 60, 58. There goes Google. Okay, you can scalp that. See if Palantir can come back to life. Okay, Palantir come back to life. That'd be great. Now, everything's a scalp, guys. Outside of that Apple push, everything is just no trade or scalp. Okay, so first shift is 4 minutes away. 4 minutes away for first shift. Okay. Inside on the 15 here on SPY. Look at this. We're just chopping around here. Yesterday was 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours. This is like watching paint dry. All right? You're watching paint dry, and every few minutes you're touching it to see if it's dry. And you're tempted to touch it. You know it's going to take a long time for it to dry. All right? So, same thing. There goes Goog. Amazon also coming into play. So the names got beat up yesterday. They're getting bought up off those lows. Amazon looking at the 265s. Same kind of setup as Goog. Okay. Break that, get above that PMH, and get into 262.04. Okay. All right, so you can see Amazon reclaim that daily open on Amazon. We want to see Amazon get above 261.26. So it moves into 262.04. So mirror image of Goog. Okay, so Amazon might be the one. We're seeing a nice possible flag there on slightly above PMH on Apple. Somewhat of an inverse head and shoulder here. You guys see it? Who sees the inverse head and shoulder? Okay. Does anyone see the inverse head and shoulder? Okay, inverse head and shoulder. What is inverse head and shoulder? It's a reversal pattern. What is it reversing? The initial slide to the downside from pre-market. Okay, and then initial slide. So as long as these lows don't get violated, possibility. Google is flying. Okay, Goog scale out. Headed towards 344.58. Okay. All right, once this is violated, we get lower lows. Then that's no longer there. So nice flag there on Apple. See if that goes to high day. And we are 15 seconds away from the conclusion of first shift. All right, so far, 3 trades, two of the trades stopped out already. One of the 3 trades still playing out. Okay, see if we can get one more trade off, regardless of one lose or draw. That'll be the last one. SPY, guys. SPY is going to take its time. All right, so shoot your shot. If it goes in, that's as good as it gets. If you miss a couple shots, all right, might not be the day we're going to take a lot of shots. Okay. So retest for Google. I'll wait for that. Apple might be a little too far out as it continues to push. SPY, can SPY finally get it done? Can SPY finally get it done? SPY on the hourly. Okay, let's zoom. When in doubt, zoom out. Okay, we know bigger picture, guys. The SPY breakout is above 770, right? If you can get above 770 on SPY, that's where that big move takes place, where we start to make our way into the jaws of the gap. We are seeing some buyers pick this thing back up from the zones from this morning. Okay, but it's just taking a long time. Okay. Taking a long time. We have the Qs right at VWAP. We have our Qs right at PMH. Small caps at VWAP as well, and PMH. SPY slightly above VWAP. If SPY breaks out, okay, at least holds above that daily open. When the daily open is yellow, that means it's still indecisive. Okay, if SPY breaks out, Amazon can start to go. Give me a signal on Amazon. The 265s. And that'll probably be my last trade of the day. Entry's a little sloppy today, I gotta be honest, right? Entry's a little sloppy. Okay. We have Google continue to push. Google continues to march forward. Okay, I'll take Amazon. Right there. Okay. I'm in the Amazon calls. 265s, 1 DTEs. See if we can declare victory above that 261.28. If we can, 262.04 coming up. If we get below here, then that'll be the stop out. So these are not like the Palantir contracts, which expire on Friday. These will expire tomorrow. Okay, so I'll be closely monitoring these ones. And I took this entry at face value. Instead of waiting for that break and reclaim, just take it at face value. We're seeing the Dow starting to push here. Dow starting to push. We have Palantir still at VWAP here. And see if Amazon can get the job done for us. I want Amazon to play out very similarly to how Google, if they can become a mirror image, okay, that'd be gorgeous. Okay, if you took Google here, same thing here, same thing as Amazon. Same kind of setup, same kind of formation. That'd be great. Okay. If you took Google, manage accordingly. If you took Amazon, manage accordingly. Here's Amazon. Here's a trade. Okay. We know there's a level right there. We know there's a PMH right there. All right. So we're confronting this PMH. All right. This PMH is being addressed as we speak. Okay. And our risk takes into consideration that daily open, so we can sit through a daily open test, but we can't sit through a break below these highs and a break below here. Okay, so what am I pursuing here on Amazon, guys? I'm pursuing this. This is the window of opportunity. Okay. Back to SPY. So in this case, if SPY's inverse head and shoulder can come into play, we get that breakout. That would be gorgeous for Amazon. Okay. And still in Palantir. So Palantir, see if it can come to the rescue. Down 29. Amazon has room to 262.04. See, we'll candle over candle. If you need to TP on Amazon, make sure to do so. Don't give up on IWM. Yeah, if IWM can come back into play. Yeah, it's coming back into play currently right now. All right. All right, think of it like this. A ticker can get you one day, but keep in mind, guys, you're trading. If you're trading every day, 5 days. Okay. Okay, Amazon pushing nicely up 12%. If you need to TP, guys, you know the protocol. Up 12, 13. I want to see if I can take it to scale out. Beautiful flag on Apple. If you took that flag on Apple, beautiful. You don't take Amazon here. So Amazon is ahead of the pack. Amazon is playing out very similarly to Google. I want to see Amazon hold above 262.26 as it heads towards 262.04. 261.26 as it heads towards 262.04. Okay, see if we go candle over candle on Amazon. Small caps, okay. Slide to the downside until lows a day. Brewing. Amazon up 16. Okay, I'm going to take a majority off right there on Amazon. Down to runners, okay. Need to get a win under my belt at 14. Okay. Amazon continues to push up 19. Who took Amazon? Has room to 262.04. Dollar signs in the chat if you took Amazon. Okay. Finally. Palantir, still in Palantir. I want to see what kind of separation gets created away from this VWAP. Slightly overstayed my visit there. Amazon, see if we can continue to push. I like how Amazon is looking. Massive sell-off yesterday. Amazon is coming off of a support. Okay. I've sold off right into support. Bigger picture thinking. If you take a look at it. Okay, look at Amazon. Sold off right into support and it's starting to push. And these are 1 DTEs. Theoretically, if this thing continues, if this thing holds up, this thing might continue to push into that massive candles range. Up 25 on Amazon. That's why it's so important, guys, to attend the pre-market prep. Okay, I can't emphasize the importance of pre-market prep. 262.04 is here, guys. All right, first challenge. So, did see upwards of 25. TP, guys. Okay. So we already hit that 262.04. So now with the selling pressure we're seeing, okay, is it enough to reset us, get us back below 261, or is it just some TP, some profit taking, and then we refuel and try to get back above 262.04? If we can get above that, we have 262.42, and then we have blue skies. Okay, we have room until 265. Okay, we have clear room to 265, but we just have these two hurdles. Two hurdles. Okay, like track and field. If we can get above this hurdle here and not fall all the way to the start line, and then get above that 262.42, that $3 window opens up. Okay. So I want to see if we can get a push above 262.04. Palantir not looking good here. Palantir, if it closes below that 172.56, 66, I should say. Okay, that PMH, then I got to get rid of Palantir. Let's get the likes up on YouTube, guys. Let's get the likes up on YouTube. So both the Palantir entry. Okay. I would say the IWM entry and the Palantir entry weren't the best entries, but once I'm in, I'm in. So no excuses there. And we'll review those trades as well. Okay, and I'll explain why. And it's not based on the outcome. Okay, so let's see if Amazon can hold above 262.26. As long as it can hold above this PMH, guys. All right, I'll sit through the back and forth. If you TP at 25, 15, then you're all out. Good. Because let's throw some waves here on the chart. Because if it can go, I want to give it its full potential. As potential. So risking those runners. Stay above, basically here. All right, that could possibly be break even. Okay, break even territory. So still up 13%. Testing an EMA here on Amazon. SPY starting to slide back to the downside. SPY, nothing to see. Small caps, another opportunity. Okay, so you can navigate these conditions, guys. So Amazon goes exactly to target. Okay, you can see. Okay, here you go. This is the room. The room is into here. Okay, so we talked about this is the opportunity. And I'm willing to sit through this to see if there's another push, as long as we don't get back below here. Okay, I'm comfortable doing that with runners. Okay, after taking a majority off. All right. Small caps, beautiful drop on small caps. Okay, so maybe took a couple attempts on small caps to get it going. SPY, just that one trade on SPY. That's it. No other signals. Qs. Okay, the clear winner of the Qs. Qs and small caps. The indexes, individual names, the winner is Apple. So even if you missed that initial push to the upside, we talked about that flag. All right, flag off of what? Okay, we have some TPs. TPs are key levels. You'll see. Okay, right off this level right there, and then boom. So is that a measured move? Is that move the same size as this? Okay. Some people say there's a couple of schools of thought when you're trading. Some people say the flag break is twice as much as the formation. Okay, there's a lot of, it's just some, I think, to be honest, it's arbitrary. All right, there's no real, some people say it's the flag break is the size of the pole. Right, some technical analysis, schools of thought. Okay, but nonetheless, flag break, you take the calls there. You miss it, it comes back into play. If you're waiting for this, you're still waiting. But Apple is a standout winner from an individual name perspective, and small caps and mega cap tech were the winners from an index perspective. So no close below 261.26 on Amazon. I'll give it into this territory here. Okay. Good. You took profits on Amazon, John. Good. But look at that rejection on Amazon, okay? And actually, let's pan over to Amazon. Okay, comes right at that key level. That's why these key levels are so important, guys. All right, you guys will be able to access these key levels very, very soon. All right, our members have access to them, of course. All right, but you guys will have access to them on YouTube, and the public will have access to these key levels very soon. Okay. So I want this to hold. If it just gets back into this territory, that might be providing a double dip opportunity for anyone looking to load here. If you missed that entry. Okay. See if you get a resurface. The best setups I've been working out are resurface, and you want the indexes, of course, to start to push the upside. We're starting to see some sell-off take place. Qs, okay. A little bit of sell-off on SPY as well. So see if Amazon can hold that area. If it can, great. If it fails, then I bail. Amazon fail, I bail. Small caps continue to make lower lows. All right, you can be right. Again, you can be right chart-wise, but you can be wrong time-wise, entry-wise, all right? Because the conditions are tricky, guys. It's not easy conditions. Okay, we don't have a lot of activity on the calendar, and it looks like the market only moves when there's a catalyst. All right, let's get the likes up on YouTube. We're about 13 minutes away from 11 o'clock. 13 minutes away. We're at 100 likes. We'll do the giveaway. Make sure to like the video, guys. Giveaway. There's an option to get the course. There's an option to get Shockwave 15 for 5 days. You have an option to have a coaching call. Okay, so take a minute, guys. In the next 10 minutes or so, let's get the likes up. All right, we have 120 plus people joining us this morning. Okay, 40 more likes. We'll do the giveaway. Squeeze another 20% IW inputs. Done for the day. Beautiful job, Lynn. Great job on the timing. It's going to require persistence. Okay. Okay. Calculated persistence, not like reckless persistence. You can see put here, and it breaks one more time. Right, the reclaim back the downside type of setup. Those are really good. All right. So this is when I took. We'll break down all the trades, but this is when I took IW. A little too early to the party. You notice there's no signal as well. Okay. Amazon runners sitting at break even. See, you get a nice little compression break here. Qs also presented a good hard fought opportunity, I would say. Okay, they trap this one, get the break, scale out. Trap this one, get the break here. All right, so it's going to require multiple attempts unless you have stellar timing. Stellar timing and outstanding entries. That's what the market is requiring. Anything subpar, all right, you have to be stellar at managing the risk. Or else it's going to send you all the way the opposite way. Okay? It's going to send you the opposite, the complete opposite way. SPY, not much here. Downward compression break on Amazon would be gorgeous. Time is ticking, Amazon. This 15-minute candle has 9 minutes left. Look at the drop off in the volume on Amazon on this 15-minute stretch. We're 10 minutes away from 11 o'clock, guys. Again, guys, make sure to like the video. Let's get the likes up. Make sure to like the video. This is as choppy as it gets, guys. Bear flag breakdown brewing on Meta into lows a day. Amazon, I want Amazon to hold above PMH, guys. I want Amazon to hold above 261.28. So I'll give it some time to do its thing here. If it ends up closing below there and knocks out 260.88 and it goes 2-1, then reversal back to downside, I'll be out of there. Okay, Amazon, bigger picture, just giving it benefit of the doubt for those runners. Bigger picture, we're bouncing off that support. Okay, so that candle's still strong. All right, that candle still has 9 minutes left. So the next 9 minutes, I want us to close as close as possible to the top of that candle. So what am I doing to pursue that? Let's drop down to the 1. Okay, that's how you know time frames are fractal. Okay, so you can see here, okay, if this can break in the next 9 minutes, then that means on the hourly we get that full body close. Okay, so try to get that close as close as possible in the next 8 minutes now to those highs, because bigger picture, ideally with this, if you have even like Friday's contracts, you can play a little better. All right, but bigger picture, Amazon is making a good move. Okay, dumped aggressively. We talked about that nice little space between this test zone, separation downside. We fall below this decisively. And then now we come right into support. And this is not just some ordinary support from a couple of days ago. This is support stemming from July. This is resistance from June. Okay, this is one support coming in from May. So these are May, June, July major levels. Bounce, slice and dice under, retrace, reject, rejection, break, retest. All right, so major level there. All right, so that's what I'm letting settle. That's what I'm letting play out. SPY, chaos, guys. Chaos on SPY. Chaos on SPY. Shenanigans? Are they adding shenanigans to the equation? So small caps continue to sell off, minding their own business. Qs, Nvidia, nice reclaim back to downside. Those are the type of entries that work the best in this season. Okay, these type of entries. Let me. These type of entries. Okay, these ones. Okay, let it break. Let it get back above it. Fall back under. Target the lows a day. Those have been working bread and butter. All right. So other the retests, not so much. Okay. So 6 minutes left, guys. 6 minutes left. 6 minutes left. Amazon get as close as possible to 262.02. Nvidia, look at that slide on Nvidia. A little bit of a cleaner chart. SPY has the ugliest chart, guys. This is as ugly as it gets. This is, take a screenshot of this chart. So you know when not to trade. This is what chop looks like. Okay, take a screenshot of that chart. Okay. Amazon, just hold that level. Just hold it. The SPY finally break down. Yesterday, look how long SPY took, guys. Okay, look how long SPY took. Let me show you. Go to the market recap. We go over this every single morning. Look. 1, 2, 3, 3.5 hours before it finally broke down. We were just chopping sideways for 3.5 hours before we finally broke down. Just imagine how many traders got chewed up here. Okay. Does the support get flipped? Or does it continue to act as support? Okay, there goes Amazon. All right, you notice how very close to the top of the hour, Amazon's starting to push. Palantir, I'm getting cooked on Palantir. See if Amazon can start to push here. That's probably the first trade via shockwave that I just didn't respect that risk. So that can be okay. At some point in time, in hindsight, that just gives you what it looks like. All right. So I failed to respect my risk here. Okay, overstayed my visit. Okay, and then now Palantir's all the way here. Right, so even if I had an aggressive risk, this goes beyond it. So I have no business still being in this trade. And the reality is I'm still there. Maybe what gave me a little more confidence, a little more, I'd say a little more of an excuse to hold longer is the fact that it was Friday's contracts possibly. Okay, but still this is not part of the plan. So in this case, even the entry, not the best entry. Okay, no signal, no nothing. And then not the best management of the position either. Alright, so this is a great reminder, guys. This is a great example of what it looks like. Okay, that's down about 46%. Okay, so it does happen. But that this is all within my control. It's all within your control. For it to happen, you have to allow it to happen. That makes sense. Stop outs you can't control, but something beyond your stop, right? We're allowing that to happen if that does happen. Okay, so 1 minute left. Can SPY finally get that move? The Qs are falling off a cliff. Small caps falling off a cliff. Okay, SPY. Okay, another signal here on SPY. Now in this case, guys, we need the Dow to show some signs of weakness. Okay, Amazon, the only trade that worked in our favor. All right, small things matter. Back to the VIX. Remember when we discussed the VIX this morning? We talked about the VIX popping his head above 16. It did pop his head above 16, but couldn't get any follow through. Starting to spike here. Crude is starting to push into that 85.50. Gold sliding to the downside. Dollar stuck at that 99.60 territory. Okay, it's officially 11 o'clock. Let's see if Amazon can start to rip here. Okay, Amazon up 25% at least. Okay, let's see if Amazon can match Palantir. All right, anyone still holding Amazon? So the winners are Apple. Okay, Apple is the biggest winner, and I would say Amazon. Amazon is the big winner as well. Amazon is going to confront this level once again. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Okay, Amazon is going to have to address this level here. Okay, this is resistance. So if we can start to get a victory above here, and clear this overall zone, this key zone, which is resistance until prove otherwise. I do like how the hourly is direction already. Then it's earn the right to pursue. Look at this, guys, at 265. So as long as Amazon does not get below PMH, okay, I'm willing to stick with Amazon through the ups and downs. Okay, see if there's a push above it. Okay, if you already took your profits there off this bounce, that's upwards of 25%. Took great. If you took it off the initial time, good as well. Okay. So this is the setup that we like, right? This entry is the one we like. So let it go. If you missed this, let it come back and let it play out. Okay, so Amazon is the only bright spot for the day. Okay, SPY is starting to break. As everything's starting to break, finally the Dow showing some signs of weakness. It's going to take an hour and a half for us to finally break down. Okay, that's not going to be favorable for Amazon. If you waited for that breakdown, guys, it took forever in a day. But look at this, guys. Now they're all on the same page for the last 5 minutes. All right, so the small caps led the way to the downside. Qs also. Okay, breaking down the downside. This is our third hour of consecutive selling. Our third hour of selling. If you waited for this, guys, kudos to you. That's an hour and 32 minutes for that break. See, Amazon can continue to ride those waves. Taking its sweet time. Double dipped Amazon. Beautiful job. Real quiet. Okay. It's 11 o'clock, guys. Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions? Any questions for today? This PML. Anything below PML, buyers are picking up. So you got to see it close below PML. Before I wrap it up, guys, any questions? Look at this, guys. Another grab of those lows. All right, so if you're taking it short, it's short-lived. Pun intended. Am I muted? I don't think I'm muted. Amazon double top off that level. As long as it respects PMH, I can withstand that. If this goes engulfing candle to the downside on Amazon, then I gotta part ways with runners. Look at SPY, guys. Vicious. And look at the Dow. Qs and the Dow need to be in agreement for SPY to make a thorough move. If it does make a move without being in agreement with those two indexes, it's a scalp. Say you take this to the downside, you scale out, you have runners left, and it kind of gets away from you, you get stopped out. So Amazon about to get stopped out here on runners. Because it wants to get below that level. See if you can hold there. If there's no buyers there to pick this thing back up for a resurface, then I'll get out of there. Okay. So give Amazon a chance. Gave Amazon a chance. See if there's any double dippers there. Or triple dippers in this case. Decisive push back above 261.36, back in business. Close below 261.26. Okay. Out of business. When you make the zone, do you use a 24-hour like Thinkorswim or extended trading hours? In TradingView, I use the intraday. I use the intraday levels, and then I adjust them to the extended. All right, I first start off with the intraday. Then once I have a good idea of where the zones are, I make small tweaks, take into consideration the extended hours, because we can't just disregard extended hours. All right, there's price history, there's demand, there's supply, there's a lot of activity in those areas that we can make use of. But I emphasize on the intraday first. Intraday meaning just from 9:30 to 9:30 a.m. Eastern to 4 p.m. So without the extended hours. And you are looking for Amazon resurface. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Where is SPY going? SPY looks like it's going nowhere. Okay. SPY is going nowhere. We're closing in on 5,930 subs. Closing on 6K subs, guys. So make sure to like the video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Okay, close to 70% of you that tune in every single day are not subscribed. Okay, so not subscribed so we can reach our full potential if everyone gets on board that is consuming the content. The average watch time is north of very close to 40 minutes. Okay, so we're basically the subscriptions are reflecting basically slightly over a quarter of the audience. All right, so to help us get there, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Make sure to hit the like button. Back in Amazon, okay, triple dip. Ticker symbol VIX is what I use. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? I'm not really using the VIX in this season. Okay, not really using the VIX in this season. Okay, let's see if we get that breakdown back to downside. That probably will put some pressure on Amazon. There goes the breakdown. So those entries are so critical, guys. That's gonna be the difference. Okay, that's gonna be the difference. Like what kind of entry model you're using. Okay, so today I just decided to kind of go against what I've been using this entire time. With this reclaim back the downside, that's gonna give you the best shot. All right, the ones where it breaks down and you just take it at face value. All right, it can work, but if it doesn't work, make sure you get stopped out. But when it starts to break back, the downside break back below it, you have a baked in target. Okay, you have a general baked in target, as opposed to just taking a short and there's no targets there. Okay, like the intraday, I should say intraday target, not one of the SAT key levels. Okay, you have an intraday pivot that was generated from 9:30, from the intraday activity for that particular day, from 9:30 to whatever time we're on. So Amazon needs to get a close back above that level, guys. If not, this can start to reject off the waves, start to slice and dice. Slice and dice action. So this is what's being put to the test. Okay, so Amazon, 3 more minutes. If the verdict is closed below PMH, then I gotta part ways with Amazon. All right, so max it yielded about 25%. But I'm not going to give up on it quite yet because of the overwhelming strength. Bigger picture. So see if you get a nice little push. If these were zeros, I would have been long gone. Right? So if this was like Amazon expiring today, right, that push into 25%, runners out, comes back in, take a majority into highs of the day possibly. See double-digit appreciation, take a majority off, give runners a little room to see if you can get captured a little more. Okay. So put in the chat the SPY break. So we got a low. We got a low. We got a high. We got a high. And then we got another high. So what does this look like? Does it look like it's going up? Does it look like it's going down? As of now, from a structural standpoint, does it look like it's going up or does it look like it's going down? Amazon, 1 more minute left. Okay, I got to part ways there with Amazon. So I stopped out on runners. All right, what I was counting on Amazon was this here. Okay, so if you're just joining us, this here. Okay, trying to see if there's a victory above that level. I can't withstand a pullback all the way into here. Right, that's too much of a pullback. Right, so got the majority position to work double digits, about 13-14%. Gave runners a little bit of time. All right, and now it's pulling back pretty aggressively, and just gotta let it go. And plus, we did see the flip of the waves. Okay, so that's it for today, guys. So today trades were SPY, trades were SPY. Let's actually clear this out. Let's break down all the trades. We'll take any questions. If you get to 100 likes between now and 11:30, we'll do the giveaway. And let's break down all the trades we took and what the rationale was, what the idea was, and how it played out. Okay, first things first was SPY. Okay, first trade was SPY. So we're going to go over what went wrong, what we did right, what we could do better, and the ultimate outcome of those trades, okay? So SPY was traded within that opening range. Of course, we discussed the importance of this being support, as being resistance until proved otherwise. So the idea I had on SPY when it came into it is to see if I can get that break below this and get the flip of this resistance, flip of the support. All right, so it comes in, it comes in, it comes in. We stay patient, chops, chops, chops. Okay, so as it starts to break, okay, immediately, my entry was like dead, a little low as well. Didn't get the best entry. Immediately starts to bounce. Okay, actually the first trade we took was IWM. So let's go to IWM real quick. Where's IWM? So first trade was actually IWM. Okay, so let's visit IWM. Let's go back in time. All right, so IWM. Okay, I want to get that break. Same thing with these as well as IWM. If we're going to break down, IWM is going to lead the way. All right, so a little early, and then hindsight, a little early to adopt that line of thinking. IWM comes into this territory. I want to see if we can clear this area, get that one close, don't get a signal, but I decided to go short. As I go short, my stop is right here. Okay, immediately stopped out. Okay, stopped out right there. So first trade, take the puts, stopped out. Okay, so one thing I can improve in this area, or say if you take this trade, one thing you can improve, one thing on assess was this breakdown approved? If it was approved, there should be a signal. All right, also, are you getting it at the very, very low where it can get a nice little double bottom formation back the upside? Or are you getting it at the relative low where it has a little room to hit those lows prior to going double bottom? Okay, so we're getting at the very, very low. All right, so that I was okay with because I'm trying to time that breakdown, but the preferred entry model in this case, guys, of course, per usual, is the breakdown, let it come back up and break back lower. Okay, and then of course we do see all the indexes kind of out of sync. So by the time we get to this territory, okay, I'm out of there. So IWM continues to do what it needs to do, starts chopping around, and eventually comes back in. So this time, I'm taking it, okay, front running the indicator. This time the indicator says take the puts. Okay, and it says take the puts again. So this time you can target the lows, you can target these lows. So you see the difference. When you take it here, you have a very short target to here. When you take it here, you can target this area here, the lows. As opposed to when you take it here, there's nothing for you to target intraday outside of the SAT key levels. Okay, so starts to push lower. And even these guys, they don't generate scale out or TP1. It's just scalps. And then they get stopped out eventually. So by that time, we venture into Palantir. Okay, Palantir. So Palantir is a case of, okay, being negligent and not managing the risk and being a little overconfident, the fact that it's first data contracts. But before we even get to that, let's go over what I was thinking or what I saw. Very same thing, okay, with small caps. The issue is the entry. Okay, not so much the idea, but the entry. We know Palantir has some obstacle at 175. All right, so one thing I could have done better, of course, is wait for the signal and get a little more evidence. And then in this case, I take Palantir at the upside right there. Okay, so no appreciation on Palantir. Maybe we saw a little bit of green, no appreciation there. Okay, and then it starts to smack off that 170. All right, my scheduled risk is right here. Okay, this is the point, the invalidation marker. So Palantir is a story of me basically not cutting the trade. Okay, that's what the story is. So now it starts to break down. So this is the point where you say okay, or I say okay, let's move along. But if I diagnose that a little further, it's probably because it was Friday's contracts. I'm just telling myself, give it a little more breathing room. But again, that's not an excuse. It doesn't matter what contracts you're using. Your stop is your stop. Okay, so mistake number one is there. The entry, I can live with the entry. But this cannot live with that. Or you have to do that very, very minimally. It has to be like a zero tolerance policy, because the entry, you get the wrong entry, you get stopped out. Paper cut, frustrating. But these are the gashes. If you have trades like this every time, that it really starts to put some pressure on your account. All right, so it comes to VWAP, continues to slide to the downside. All right, so, and then I wanted to see if we can hold there. Kind of lost track. I was paying attention to some other things. And then it starts to break back below it. And then now Palantir is all the way at that daily open territory. Okay, so Palantir is currently down 47%. So no modification. All right, so now after Palantir, we go over to SPY. SPY. We go over to SPY. SPY. So while we're babysitting Palantir, letting it play out, SPY presents an opportunity, okay, to the downside. But by this time, to give you context, all right, the Q's already broke down, small caps already broke down, so kind of missed those two breakdowns. So now I'm trying to see if there's a residual break that's going to take place on SPY. If those names can continue to be weak, it will drag SPY lower. But the only issue is we need the Dow to get on the same page. I start to see the break take place here again. Entry model, not the cleanest entry model. Okay, but I prefer this entry than the IWM entry. Right. Only issue is my fill's all the way down there. Same thing. Stop here. What is the invalidation marker if they use it as support? A little bit of front running, and then it quickly gets invalidated, stopped out. Okay, boom, stop out. And then now it starts to chop around for some time. So at this point, we're babysitting Palantir. That continues to slide to the downside. And stopped out on small cap, stopped out on SPY, stopped out on Palantir, okay? But it's not realized yet. And then we go over to Amazon. Okay, so we go over to Amazon. All right, so we go over to Amazon, see what Amazon has in store. And we did see Google play out nicely. Okay, that played out nicely as well. So I'm looking for a mirror image of Google's type of setup take place on Amazon. I guess that break goes into that key level. So Google, okay, we talk about Google, kind of just goes without me. And then now looking to see if Amazon can do the same thing. Very close to what it did there. All right, so we come into it. Amazon gets that break. Okay, I like that break. At that time, SPY is showing a little bit of strength. Okay, within the range, of course, the range bound. And the target becomes, okay, this high is up here. That's the target. So as it's starting to appreciate, we take a majority off in the teens. And then I decide to hold runners to see if there's a push in Amazon above that level. Okay, and we'll give it until this general area on the 15-minute. Okay, so we'll sit through a little bit of drawdown because I like the idea, bigger picture. I've taken a majority off, and then seeing if we can start to break. It breaks out here on time, but it just can't get past this key zone up here. Okay, to give you some context, it's about a 25 to 30% appreciation depending on your contracts. That's the opportunity. So what I'm looking for is something above and beyond this to see those contracts and go in the money. We just didn't have enough support from the indexes. Okay, so at that time we were discussing potential inverse head and shoulder on SPY out of that range, but of course it got invalidated. So all those things, and eventually Amazon comes in, it starts to get stopped out. Okay, actually gives a double dip opportunity if you're scalping it, and eventually stops me out on those runners there. Right, so the only trade that worked in my favor today was Amazon. Right, but the question is, did those trades eventually work out? Okay, did they eventually work out, provide an opportunity? They did. But it eventually working out, okay, that doesn't mean anything, because the timing is important. When it works out and when you take it is important. Okay, because this leads to scale out, this breakdown also leads to a nice drop there as well. All right, but what you want to do is you want to assess what's taking place at each of these places, what the rest of the indexes are doing, and what the dashboard is telling you. Okay, so it still did provide a positive R. Okay, but the initial break was the one that we got stopped out on, and a lot of the opportunities, it's like it's either the opportunities come frequently during first, or they just come later during the day. All right, so that's basically been the theme of the day. Okay, so multiple stop outs. Amazon was the winner of the day, and MVP is Apple. So that Apple break took place so fast, but that was on our radar. Okay, it just took place, no retest, just break and go. So some of you did catch Apple. If you caught Apple, that was a straightforward day for you. Okay, you're not rolling in the mud. Okay, you're in and out, nice and clean push into scale out, to TP1 into that weekly level as well. Nice little flag break as well. So Apple did have the cleanest chart. Okay, that basically wraps up the day. Unless you guys have any questions, we're going to look to wrap it up here. As always, can you look at Tesla before you go? Tesla, can take a look at Tesla from the intraday perspective. I did like Tesla this morning. Okay, did like Tesla this morning. If we can get above this level, Tesla's still within the open range. So Tesla's not doing much. Bigger picture Tesla. Tesla, okay. Tesla's in this test zone. Tesla's testing. Maybe testing your patience if you're in a position, but Tesla's testing this zone here, okay? So separation will be key for Tesla. Okay, does it separate away from here? Continue to push. Okay, that's going to be that above 440. Or does it get below 330 and continue to drop back into these lows down here and this stronger support down here? Okay, that's what Tesla's doing. Okay, so Tesla's probably waiting for the indexes to make a move. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions? Okay, I have no questions, guys. Palantir, I would say down. Are you still holding Palantir? Now, Palantir, let's take a look at Palantir bigger picture. Palantir. Okay. Palantir. Deja vu on Palantir. That's kind of what I was wanting to see. Okay. Palantir deja vu. We got that break here. So we get that break once again. Did break initially, just started to fade. Okay. That's best case scenario Palantir. So I'll hang on to Palantir, see where it is end of the day. Best case scenario, okay, this is a retest of this break. Worst case scenario, Palantir gets below PML. Best case scenario, worst case scenario. For my existing position. But best case scenario for possible longs is actually here. Okay, in this territory. Right, so it depends if you're in a position, looking to get in a position. Just depends on where you are, which side of the fence you're on. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, if no questions, guys, we'll look to wrap it up here. As always, thank you for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow. If you're looking to join our community, make sure to do so. The link is pinned in the chat. Use the code TRIAL30. You have access to all of our tools and resources. For those of you YouTube members, all right, we will have the extended stream to take any questions. We'll have the extended stream. If you're looking to join the extended stream, folks on YouTube, and you're not a member yet, either become a member of our Discord or a YouTube member. You'll have access to that. So we're going to jump over to our extended stream. As always, if you're green, stay clean. If you're still in the trenches, okay, just be mindful of the key levels. Be mindful we're very choppy. Respect your risk management protocols. Live to fight another day. And make sure not to overtread out of frustration. And put yourself in a great position by midweek tomorrow, right? So make sure to do that, guys, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Stay safe, and God bless each one of you.
Jesus is the answer.
When the charge went dark, when the road got narrow, he was there.
Jesus is the answer.
I spent years chasing numbers on a glowing screen, thinking one more win would finally make me complete.
Make me complete.
Running after green candles like they could save my soul.
Like my soul.
The prophets make a poor God when they're sitting on a throne.
Ooh, yeah.
Build my house on sand,
House on sand.
watch the tide roll in,
Watch the tide roll in.
learning